Boy, this Penn State-Michigan game is wild. I would be pissed off right now if I was a Penn State fan, and I'd be pissed off if I was a Michigan fan. But halftime Penn State-Michigan, Michigan has a 16-14 lead. Michigan has absolutely dominated this game. Michigan's got almost 300 yards of offense. They haven't punted. They keep driving the ball down to the 10-yard line. And then Penn State's defense decides to play, and Michigan's got to kick a field goal. They've got 3 field goals in this game. They've been down there 4 times. 3 times they've had to kick field goals. They have the one touchdown. That gives them 16 points. Penn State, on the other hand, hasn't done anything offensively. They have less than 100 yards of total offense. But up until a minute ago, they were winning 14-13. Michigan just kicked yet another field goal at the end of the first half to take the lead. Penn State hasn't done anything offensively. They have a pick 6. McCarthy dropped back to throw. It was batted at the line of scrimmage, falls right into a Penn State guy's hands, and he basically walked into the end zone for a touchdown. So getting ready to go to halftime, Michigan 16, Penn State 14. But if you're watching this game and you're Michigan, you should be up 2 or 3 scores in this game. And this is how you lose games, by kicking field goals in all of these situations where you should be scoring touchdowns. So I'd be mad if I was a Michigan fan. And if I'm a Penn State fan, I'm pissed off because we have no offense. And the defense doesn't play until Michigan gets into the red zone. So this is going to be a great game coming down to the end, but a frustrating game, I'm sure, if you're either a Michigan or a Penn State fan. What about this track meet? Oklahoma and Kansas, old school Big 12 game here. These are the types of Big 12 games we used to see 3 and 4 years ago when there was no such thing as defense in that podunk league. Oklahoma's running up and down the field like Lincoln Riley days. Oklahoma 35, Kansas 21, and Oklahoma's about to score again. There's 14 seconds to go until halftime, and Oklahoma's down here on the 11-yard line, so they're probably going to score before this video even ends. 35, Oklahoma 35, Kansas 21, old school track meet game. Texas and Iowa State. That's on a commercial there, but Texas and Iowa State, Texas only up 14-7 coming up on halftime in that one, or is it halftime? It might already be halftime. All these games were getting close. It is halftime. Texas 14, Iowa State 7. Texas with a huge hangover following that big win over Oklahoma last week, right? Texas is sleepwalking. Watching this Texas-Iowa State game is like watching Georgia-Missouri or Georgia-Kent State, where Texas is way better. They're just kind of out there going through the motions or whatever. We'll see what happens in the second half. Maybe Texas can turn it on, but you could tell Texas is having some lingering effects from celebrating that win over Oklahoma last weekend. They probably celebrated till Wednesday or Thursday this week, so that's showing in that game there. And then poor Brian Harsin, man. I don't know what's worse, Auburn losing or Auburn barely losing. When is Auburn going to fire this guy? I don't know. 21-14 though. So Ole Miss not running away with it. Well, actually, Ole Miss, I spoke too soon. Literally, just as I said that, I looked down and Ole Miss scored again. So 28-14, 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go until halftime. This seems like Auburn is playing as well as they can in this game, and they're still going to be down at least 14 at halftime probably. They've got the ball now after the Ole Miss kickoff when they just scored, but I doubt they're going to score in the final 3 minutes. Probably going to be 28-14 at the half. Or hell, if Auburn goes 3 and out, Ole Miss may get the ball and score again. But I feel like this is the best Auburn can play, and they're going to get blown out by Ole Miss. So I don't know what Auburn is waiting on. It should have been fired Harsin a while ago. Dead man walking. I mean, everybody knows Brian Harsin is not going to be the coach of Auburn in 2023. Once you know that, you got to get rid of him. I don't understand keeping him, but whatever reason, he's still around. But it's not going to last. It's not going to last long. And can we give a shout out to the Miami Ducks too? Our buddies, the Miami Hurricanes, are actually winning a game. When was the last time Miami even won a game? Was it over a month? It was a month ago. A month! Because they've lost 3 in a row, and it was a bye week in there. Holy moly. But Miami is beating the juggernaut known as Virginia Tech 10-0 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter of that one. Another game that not a lot of people are interested in, but I am. Minnesota and Illinois, each with one loss. Illinois ranked 24, Minnesota unranked, tied 13-13. Third quarter just underway. I think Minnesota's the best team in the West with Muhammad Ibrahim, but I don't know. If they lose this one to Illinois, then maybe we got to recalculate. Maybe it's Illinois. The Fighting Brett Bielemas. I don't know. Anyway, I'm live streaming all the noon games on YouTube. If y'all are watching these noon games and you want to come hang out with us, we're having a good time in the comment section talking about all these games, and we got some great ones. Speaking of great ones, look at this. Vandy and Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, TCU, NC State, Syracuse. That's just 3:30. That's just the 3:30 games. Florida State and Clemson play tonight. USC and Utah play tonight. There are amazing games at all three time slots. So I'm streaming during the noon games on YouTube. Come hang out with us after you watch this video. We'll be hanging out for the second half of the rest of these noon games. And then at 3:30, I'm going to be on Patreon. So everybody that's a member of the Uncle Lou Patreon, you know the deal. I'll post a link around 3:15 or 3:20 over on my Patreon page. Just head over there, click that link. It'll take you to the stream, and we're going to hang out and watch all these 3:30 games. And man, there's some good ones. Headlined, of course, by Alabama, Tennessee, and Oklahoma State, TCU. All four of those teams undefeated, all ranked in the top 12. 3 of them ranked in the top 10. Just an unbelievable day of football. If you want to check the Patreon page out, there's a link in the description of this video. You can check it out. We have a great time on those Patreon streams. Anyway, man, who's going to win, Michigan or Penn State? I don't know. I picked Michigan to win, but Penn State to cover. The line was about 7 points. I picked Michigan to win the game, but Penn State to cover to 7. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Michigan should be dominating. Boy, I'd be pissed off if I was a Michigan fan. Oh, 300 yards of offense, and Penn State's got less than 100, and you're only up 2? You got to stop kicking field goals, man. You got to stop kicking field goals and kick extra points. I mean, or stop kicking... Yeah, you need to stop kicking field goals and start kicking extra points. Yeah, because if you kick extra points, that means you scored a touchdown.